Hi, Pure Life. My name is Luke Schonberger, and I'm going to share with you my testimony. So, I was raised Catholic. I'm the oldest of 7 children. I was taught the Catholic faith very well as a child. I had a strong faith and a deep trust in God, and I always saw Him as the center of my life growing up. Um, and I trusted Him because I trusted my parents, who were good, loving Catholic parents, and I, yeah, I had a lot of hope in my life going forward. Um, and then as soon as I got into high school, I started being lured by the world in ways like partying and being popular, and those things started to really matter to me, and getting a girlfriend and all these sort of things. But I still had that hope and that trust that God would give me what I really wanted. Um, but then something kind of major happened in my life when I was about 18 years old. I was getting ready to leave for university, and it was like 1 month before I left for university. Um, my parents split up. Um, it was really, really hard on our family, really hard on me. Um, I became very, very angry. I was very angry at both of my parents, and I was very angry at God, because I thought that, like, I didn't understand how God was good if He did that to our family. Um, and it really, like, damaged my trust of Him and my hope in my life, and my hope that, like, God was gonna deliver me and give me something good. Um, and and yeah, I was very, very hurt by it. Um, and so I went into university with that anger, and I turned away from God. I started living a life that was not with God, and where I wasn't praying, and I stopped going to mass for a little bit too, and I I allowed that anger that I had towards God to um, really separate me from His goodness, and keep me like keep me down and keep me sad, and I started to turn to things that, like, that I thought might satisfy me instead. I got into like doing a lot of drugs. Um, I got into like going to a lot of parties and drinking and smoking, and I got a girlfriend, and I thought I was living, the life I was supposed to be living at that time. But it was really it really led me down a downward spiral, and I eventually, after a couple of years of that type of lifestyle, I crashed. Like, I hit rock bottom, man, and I um I was desperate, and like, and sad, and I still believed in God, but I was so angry at Him. I didn't want anything to do with Him, but I knew He existed. I knew that He was there. I just had a misguided perception of who He was in my life. And but do remember one day I was I was at my university, and I was walking around, and there's a Catholic church right beside it, and I remember walking past it and just being like, nope, not looking at this. Not looking at this. And I was like, but something in me was like, go inside. And I don't know how it happened, but I just did. I walked inside, and I sat in the back pew, and I just remember looking up at Jesus on the cross, and like being hit with this realization that, like, no, like, He loves me. all those things, and it started to flood back to me, like what I had grown up with as a child, and what I really believed, and what I knew God was, and I knew I needed to change my life, as I knew it was destroying me, and it wasn't making me happy, and it was keeping me blind and keeping me in sin, and I had tried pretty much every other avenue, and it didn't work. So I knew that I had to go back to the one who loves me. And I decided that I would I guess, show himself who he really is, and not just what I perceived him to be. And so that's what he did, and I just gave my heart to him, and I, and like things had to go, and it was painful, and like Jesus talks in the Gospel of John about pruning those that he loves, pruning the branches of the vine, of of the of the person that he loves, that he wants them to bear fruit. So he prunes them, and it's painful, and he gets rid of all the dead branches, all the stuff that's not bearing fruit in your life, and that's what he did to me. I had to quit a lot of substances. I had to get out of an impure relationship, which really hurt my heart. Like but I had to do it, and I had to start like praying in a deep way, and like trusting God again, and that took me a long time. It wasn't just like an overnight thing, or like, oh, I trust you again. Like, no, it took me years to trust him again. But I kept saying this prayer, like, Lord, like, I want to trust you. I don't even want to trust you, but I want to trust you. And you know what? He worked with that at that stage of my life. He used it, and eventually it became like, you know what? I do want to trust you. Please give me that trust. And then I did trust him, and he started to really bless me. He gave me, like I said, I had to end that more impure relationship, and it was very painful. But as soon as I started to really trust him, like, he gave me another chance with another relationship with a very pure one centered on God, and it's beautiful. I'm absolutely honored to be a part of that, and yeah, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey, and I did want to share as well something more recent that happened, where it's happened this past year in like December, and I was getting to a point in my prayer life where I was like, yeah, I fully trust God, but I want to like trust him in a way like where the saints trust him, and I just asked God to give me a special grace, and instead of giving, like, I'm sure he definitely gave me grace, but he also gave me COVID. And I got very, very sick with COVID. I was hospitalized for 3 days. They told me my life was in danger at one point. COVID gave me another sort of disorder with my blood, where it was very unhealthy, and it wasn't clotting properly, and all these sorts of things. And it was just a dangerous situation, and I was in the hospital alone, and I couldn't have any visitors, no one in my family, and I was faced with this like possibility of death, and death without my family. And I experienced this like terror, but it lasted literally like 30 seconds, because right after that terror came in, I had this like picture crumpled up in my coat pocket that I pulled out, that I had forgotten about, which was Divine Mercy picture of Jesus, just with the rays of light coming out of his heart, that just just blew me away though. Like I just saw it and I was like, and the little prayer underneath it was, Jesus, I trust in you. And I was like, yeah, all right, I'm going to choose to trust in this moment where I'm completely out of control with this. I can't control this situation whatsoever. Um, but like, I trust you, Jesus. And I was given this amazing grace, guys, like, where I was joyful in the hospital and I was completely at peace with whatever would happen. And thankfully I recovered, and then after that, God just flooded my life with these incredible graces and prayer, where I was experiencing a very deep trust and deep union with the Lord. And I just really want to encourage you guys to, to open your hearts to the Lord and just completely trust Him, completely surrender in every way, because He does want the best for you, and He is trustworthy. He's more trustworthy than our parents. He's more trustworthy than our friends. He's more trustworthy than ourselves. And He will take care of you, and He will follow through. His promises are good, and His promises are true. And so I just want you to take that to prayer today. If you're at the point where I was a few years ago, where I was like, I want to trust you, that's fine. Start there. If you're a little farther ahead, say, Lord, just give me a deeper trust. Fill me with your grace. Fill me with your love. And even like things that can seem like horrible things, like when I got COVID I consider now to be one of my greatest blessings in my life, because of what the Lord has done with it. And so the Lord can turn bad things into the best things, and that's what you have to look forward to in life, when you trust the Lord. So I guess that's my story, and yeah, please trust the Lord. It'll be the best thing you ever do. I'm praying for you guys. God bless.